Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Good to see everyone join in. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope you've all had a great time, guys, spending your festivity, and now you're back to learning. So are all of you ready? So guys, today's topic is a very important topic, and it's a topic wherein you need that much needed guidance. Today's topic is all about tones. RC tones, RC style is what we're going to discuss today. Hi Rahul, welcome to the session. Hello Dhwani, good to see you. Welcome to the session, guys. I hope all of you are doing well. Yes, कैसे था आपका दिन? Hello, welcome to the session. So guys, I hope your day was good, right? I hope you had a fruitful day. आपने अच्छे से practice किया आज, आपने नए concept सीखे. Hello, hi Rahul, hello Dhwani, hi Revika, hello Anurag, welcome to the session. Hi Krishna. Good Rahul. Nice. I was worried after I left you in the plus class, would I get this answer or not? But good, good to know that 4.5 hours or 5 hours, jitna bhi time tha, this you maintained the status. Rahul, welcome to the session. Hi Anagha, hello Rahul, hi Shubham, hi Dhwani, good. Welcome to the session, guys. Come on. Guys, before we start off with today's session, I want to know that how many of you have gone through RC tones? Hi, Rainbow Box. Have a fair bit of an idea about RC tones, have gone through the different types of RC tones. बहुत है. Okay, good. Hi, Dinesh. Hi, Amit. And how many of you have no clue about tones? तो थोड़ा बहुत पता है कि ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन टाइप होता है, पर इसके बारे में डिटेल में आपको कुछ पता है या आपने डिफरेंट वर्ड्स नहीं किए हैं. This guys, there are 50 different types of tones. Okay, so it's very important, and it's very important to know those types of words because you cannot be like, ठीक है, एग्जाम में देखेंगे, पैसेज के बेसिस पे देखेंगे. Reason is the kind of words that are used in the options are very tricky. Not many of you might be aware of it, and sometimes also what happens is the way we use the word in our day-to-day life will be very different in the way the word is put across in an RC tone. For example, the tone romantic. Now, when I give you the meaning, when I give you the word romantic, आप सोचते होंगे कि okay, it's love and it's related to fondness and it's related to care, etc. But when you understand it from the perspective of RC tones, if I say it's a very romantic notion, okay, or the passage, it has a romantic tone, that does not necessarily mean love say related. You see, romantic, it means something that's so whimsical, that's so fanciful, that's so impractical. For example, if I say that if you feel that the economy will become completely cashless by the end of this year, that's a very romantic notion. When I say it's a romantic notion, it's a chimerical notion, it's an impractical notion. So sometimes the words used in an RC passage, RC tone, the texture of that word could be very different from the way we use it in our day-to-day lives. Hi Natul, welcome to the session. Hello Rajiv. So guys, let me tell you that I meet you live at 5 p.m. and this month, guys, we're going to explore a range of topics, okay? And this month is also learner suggestion month when it comes to VRC. So all of those topics में आपको guidance चाहिए, okay, which you do not know a lot about or which you're facing difficulty in or you want me to give you more practice on. Usually, it's a teacher's medium wherein जो topic teachers आपको कराते हैं, आप बच्चे, इतने you come and learn from us. You might have certain topics in mind that you don't have much clarity on. So, yes, Rahul, coming up today evening, a sectional will hit you in the group. Already working on it. Good evening, Anshul. Welcome to the session, Anuj. हाँ अनुज, एक दिन की तो छुट्टी ली थी कल की. Yes, Kusum. Okay. Guys, I would like all of you to type, we'll just take this session as a short survey. I'll also do it on my group, which is Unacademy _Ritu Dudhoria. But, September 1st, hey guys, the whole month is open and I want to take your suggestions. Essay topics batao on which you want me to take sessions and I'll make sure that I take sessions on them. So it could be anything. You want to take more sessions on vocabulary, sessions on grammar, want me to take sessions on para jumbles, आप चाहते हो कि RC include करूँ, odd one out पे हमको ज़्यादा focus करना चाहिए. And remember, so this will be a combination of the sessions on YouTube and special. Okay, so YouTube and special classes, दोनों को मिला के I will try and cover the topics that you have mentioned. Okay, Rahul, you will just have to watch the video on loop, like watch it 2 or 4 times. Trust me, you'll be thorough with it. Okay, inference-based questions in RC. Done, Roshan. We've done it the last month in our special classes and we'll continue then in our special classes. So RC ज़्यादा हम लोग special classes पे लेंगे, guys. Special classes are free live classes on the Unacademy learning app. I'll include them on YouTube as well, but special classes पे भी हम लोग लेंगे. Para jumbles, odd one out noted, RCs, PYQs, got it. Title wale questions, of course, odd one out, done. Para jumbles, hi Naman, grammar concept. Okay, so grammar की practice. हाँ, overkill. So para jumbles के rules होते हैं, and last week, okay, that is if you go to session Saturday का session अगर आप जाओगे, so I've done a complete VARC concept marathon. We did it over Saturday and Monday, and in this concept marathon, I have covered entire VRC important concepts. Spent about an hour and a half just discussing para jumbles, the rules and guidelines to para jumbles. Please make sure that you go through that. Critical reasoning, author's position, inference-based question, PYQs, main idea, tone, title, done, Rajiv. Topic, whole revision, practice. Okay, so I understand that more or less you want to help you with practice of A or RC, but more of inference-based questions, more of para jumbles, and we'll throw vocabulary and grammar as well. Done. But guys, September it's going to be practice, 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 and lots of practice. CAT level practice. We have to step up our games now, guys. No more lagging behind at all. Reason is CAT बहुत नजदीक. Okay, Rahul, आज today's concepts of tones. Okay, done, Anuj, and PYQs noted. Okay, right, guys, let's get started. So आज का topic है about tones. But before I start off with tones, this is something that I wanted to tell all of you about. Unacademy 1. Okay, so guys, I'm attending the Unacademy 1 event. Unacademy 1 it's basically creating new avenues for learning. I will not tell you much about it because you catch the big online event that's going to happen on Teachers' Day. That is September 5th. Okay, 6 p.m. onwards. You do not want to miss out this event, guys. One step ahead, Unacademy 1 everywhere. You just have to tag at Unacademy on Instagram or use the hashtag one step ahead or use the hashtag Unacademy 1. This is something that you all need to attend. Okay, so note the date, September 5th. It's an online event. It's going to happen 6 p.m. onwards. There are big announcements which are going to happen. And trust me, these announcements are going to benefit you like none other in your learning. Okay, so please make sure that all of you attend this event on September 5th. I will not tell you much about it. बहुत सारे big announcements होंगे राहुल, बहुत big announcements होंगे, and trust me, they're going to be game changers when it comes to your overall development, overall learning, and it's going to be really fun and it's going to be very new. Please make sure that all of you attend this event. Okay, so 5th Teachers' Day, 6 p.m. को. अरे thank you राहुल. अरे no problem अनुज, तो आप recording देख लेना that case. Yes, I come daily at 5 p.m. Okay, so this taken care of, guys. Let's start off with RC tones. Okay, so what exactly is an RC tone and what are the different types of RC tones? See, guys, when you say tone, we've done these classes on but guys, it's always good to revise, and in case you're new learners and haven't caught my lessons before, this is something that all of you go through. We're discussing RC tones. Rahul, thank you. Thank you. Yes, guys, don't forget to apply the code Ritu. Okay, so what exactly are RC tones? Or RC tone, the word tone basically means what is author's opinion. Author's opinion. opinion about the topic. Okay, that's called as RC tones. Now, author's opinion, not somebody else's opinion. Let's say I've written a passage, and in that passage or article, I have quoted Vivek, I have quoted Sonu, I have spoken about what Rahul's viewpoints are, what Prabhat's viewpoint is. Prabhat is positive about the topic, Rahul has a negative about the topic. Let's say Sonu is in the topic, but those don't qualify as tones. What Sonu says, what Rahul says, what Prabhat says is not going to make it to the answer. What is going to cut it is what the author says, or what is the author's opinion when it comes to RC tones. Guys, is there a voice suppression? Voice is clear? So author's opinion is called as tone. If the author does not give us an opinion, then the tone will become neutral. Okay, it does not matter what someone else's opinion is. So in order to get the, so when it comes to, okay, voice, 1 minute on this. Okay, I hope it's clear now. Yes, guys, all clear. I'm listening to it along with you, right? So I think it's clear. Yes, okay. Right, everyone. So let's continue. Now, when I say tone, tone basically means the author's personal opinion. Okay, now in order to answer authors, in order to get tone questions right, see, I'll tell you where students make mistakes. When they look at tone, they don't really, first of all, know the meaning of the words. Okay, meaning of the options. So that we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss 50 plus important tones. Okay, so it's something that you need to go through. Right. Second is they do not focus on the author's opinion. They just get a general feel of the passage, or कुछ sentences ले लेते हैं, but they don't check whether the statement was said by the author or not. Okay. You will have to work harder, Sakshi, and be a part of the live sessions. So focus on mainly the author's opinion. Third, focus on the strength of the words. So not just the words, you don't just classify it into positive, negative and neutral. Okay, you also look at the strength of the words. Okay, you also look at the strength of the words. For example, let's do a short exercise. So if you watched a movie, okay, and you want to say that the movie was not good, you did not enjoy the movie. Okay, so I can just say the movie was not good. Correct. This is not that bad, right? This is mild in tone. This is something that we can work with. Now, can you make the same meaning harsher? Come on, guys. Make this more severe. Make this more negative. So, for example, instead of not good, I can say it was bad. I can say, the movie was pathetic. I can say the movie was abysmal. The movie was a disgrace. Correct, to Bollywood or Hollywood. Okay. Then, what else can you say? It was a waste of time. It was a waste of money. It was worse. It was slow death. It was awful. Okay, disgusting, right? So the kind of words that the author uses, the tone changes. If I just say not good, then I have an opinion about it. But if I use words like awful, disgusting, disgraceful, then my tone becomes more bitter. My tone becomes more caustic. Then words like vituperative, vitriolic, these come into play. So it's also very important that you look at the strength of the words being used in the passage to describe the tone. Now, generally, I'm using the word generally, guys, because it's not hard and fast when it comes to VRC section. Generally, the tone is reflected in the last para of the passage. So, because that's generally where the author's opinion comes in. So, focus on the first para, on the last para. If they ask you the tone of a particular paragraph, then you focus on the first line and the last line. Clear, guys? Did all of you understand this? Okay. Shall we get started? नहीं शुभम, आज क्लास थी, आज स्पेशल नहीं है, कल स्पेशल क्लास है. Okay, guys, let me remind all of you tomorrow's special class timings. Okay, guys, tomorrow we will have a special class at 11 a.m. Okay, please make sure that all of you are present. 11 a.m. special class. Okay, we're going to have 2 special classes which are going to be continuation. So एक 11 a.m. को होगा और एक 12 noon को होगा. So it's going to be 2 hours of special in the morning, about 1.45, 1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours. Done, guys. This is going to be our special timings, and YouTube is as usual at 5 p.m. Okay, now let's understand the 50 words which are used to describe RC tones. Right, so hope all of you are ready. So basically, before you go about a tone question, there are certain questions that you need to understand. You ask yourself, is this a negative word? Is it a positive word? Is it a mild word? Is it a strong word? So meaning, connotation of the word, positive, negative, neutral, strength of the word. Does the author really mean what he says, or is he being sarcastic? Is he being ironic? Okay, what are the kind of adjectives that are used in the passage? Adjectives are what we have to catch on in the passage. Okay, so let's start with the first one, guys. Okay, the first kind of tone is an acerbic tone. Okay, let's look at the synonyms of an acerbic tone. Come on, those who have been through the session with me before, don't shy away, guys, pitch in. Okay, acerbic tone. So an acerbic tone, a scathing tone, a cutting tone, biting tone, all of these are synonyms. Very important, vituperative tone, vitriolic tone, searing, trenchant, harsh, vicious. Okay, all of these are synonyms. Caustic. All of these words mean being very harsh or very bitter towards someone or something. Then we'll consider it to be a positive tone, Rajiv. Or it will be more of a balancing. Such a word will be used. Like for example, entire passage mein the author was positive. And in the end he says, okay, it's a good situation. The author is optimistic. But he also says we need to be really careful. Then the tone will become guarded optimism. Okay, because he's positive. He's saying that, okay, it's a good change. It's a good move. But then he also says, but we need to be careful. So he's optimistic, but he's guarded or cautious as well. So ऐसे words use होंगे tone में जो आपको help करेंगे. Yes, Overkill. So you can go to my group Unacademy_Ritu Dudhoria where you will find this. Okay, caustic, acrimonious, cutting, biting, acrid, pungent. Very good. Pungent, acrid. Okay, all of these words mean severely harsh or severely bitter. Okay, the author uses words like it's disgusting, it's movie ka example le lo. It's disgusting, it's awful, it's pathetic, it's a blotch, it's disgraceful, it was slow death. All of these mean very bitter. Okay, next one. If you say a statement or a remark or a person's comments or a person itself is belligerent, bellicose, guys, vocabulary made easy. B-E-L-L-I as a root word means war or fight. So an aggressive tone, a belligerent tone or a bellicose tone basically means that you're being hostile towards someone or something. Okay, you have a very negative enmity, scorn, bitterness towards someone or something. Aggressive or hostile. Correct. Again, all of these are similar. All of these are extremely negative tones. Okay, what we've just discussed now, these are extremely negative tones. Correct. Very good. Pugnacious. You can also go with the word cantankerous. Okay, someone who fights a lot. Strong. Correct. Strongly opposing something. You have a very bitter or a hostile opinion towards someone or something. Next one. So these are all extremely negative tones, guys. For example, to deride. So derisive. Okay. Ridiculing. scornful, mocking, okay, disparaging, expressing contempt, contemptuous tone. This means looking down upon someone, making fun of someone, belittling someone. Okay, आप किसी को नीचा दिखा रहे हो by making fun of that person. Okay, so derisive tone, ridiculing, scornful, mocking, disparaging, contemptuous, spiteful. Okay, this means किसी को नीचा दिखाना, किसी की हंसी उड़ाना. Rid and ris both mean laugh. Okay, so for example, let us say, okay, I think all of you know the story about how, the Taj hotels came about, right? Was denied access in a five-star hotel, saying that, a person of your origin will not be allowed. And then later, he decided that, okay, I'm going to come up with my own chain of hotels and I'm going to show the world what it's all about. So the person who did not allow him to enter the hotel had a very contemptuous attitude, or a very belittling attitude, or a very disparaging attitude. Not treating someone as equal, nicha dikhana, hasi udana, khilli udana, that's basically called, correct. So that's basically called as a derisive tone. Clear? Did all of you understand this? Yes. Okay. Next one. Let's go. So all of this that we're discussing now are extremely negative tones. Okay. Next one. This is something that it's become very common as a part of political speeches. Okay. I will also explain the difference between provocative and evocative. So incendiary and inciting are more strong, they're stronger, they're more negative. Incendiary and inciting tone basically means bhadkana. Okay, you're trying to stir up fight, you're trying to stir up, your mob को आप stir करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, you're trying to stir up strife. Okay, snooty, correct Sakshi, very snooty. So incendiary, inciting and provoke. Provoke also means किसी को annoy करना, किसी को irritate करना, किसी को poke करना. In a way you're trying to cause a reaction, and a very strong reaction. You're trying to stir up people. आप उनको भड़काने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. Rabble rouser. Urge could also be positive. For example, Manish, your parents urged you to pursue your dream. But incendiary, incite and provoke. Okay, but how many of you remember a passage where we looked at provocative in a positive sense? Guys, how many of you see these words are strongly negative? Correct, they are all negative words. But do you remember an exception where we looked at provocative in a positive tone? And we also, yeah, all of these words basically means to instigate. We also had a discussion of how provoke could be positive. So guys, see, incendiary, incite and instigate, I would call these three as extremely negative tones. And they mean भड़काना, instigate करना, action cause करना, लोगों को, मतलब it's basically भड़काना. But provoke basically means, it means to cause action or to cause a reaction. Okay, so that could be a provocative tone as well. For example, if I were to tell you, okay guys, come on, you have to do this, you have to act now, you have to pull up your socks. What are you waiting for? Don't you see that you're lagging behind? Don't you see that you have a lot to a lot to catch up on? Don't you see that there's a lot of syllabus to be completed? Then what are you waiting for? Go ahead, pick up your books and start learning. Take the Unacademy subscription, use the code Ritu. So what am I doing? I'm kind of trying to provoke you, to stir you up, and to, I'm trying to fuel you. I'm trying to charge you, correct? So that could be provocative. Provocative could be used in a positive or in a negative, correct Rahul? थोड़ा बहुत वो तो बनता है ना डालना कहीं ना कहीं. So it could be used as a positive tone or it could be used in a negative tone. So it's very subjective. So once you know the meaning of these words, correct, exactly Prapti. Okay, let's go to the next one. Come on guys, let's look at the next one. Okay, anger. I'm sure you know what's an angry tone. There's no need to explain this word. Let's look at indignant. Okay, indignant. Indignant means you're angry at something unfair. You are irritated or annoyed. Okay, it means you're peeved or annoyed about something that you consider unfair, that you consider unjust. आपको लग रहा है कि कुछ नाइंसाफी हो रही है and you're annoyed about that. Okay, for example, if you see someone ill-treating another human being, if you see someone ill-treating an animal, if you see someone writing up, you would have gone to national monuments and, people always, write on the walls, and then you kind of go ahead and, okay, how many of you have done this, guys? You've seen someone spoiling a national monument, heritage, and you've actually gone up to them and said, okay, please don't do this. No problem, Ocean. Welcome to the session. Have you done this, guys? If you've seen someone, vandalizing or spoiling a public monument, or writing on the walls, or throwing about plastic, or, polluting the, whatever the environment, you've gone and told them, okay, look, don't do this. This is not right. You've done it. Only Rahul has done it. Out of 47 people in class, only Rahul has done it. No problem. Okay, yes, but it's at least don't indulge in it yourself, right? So that's very important. Correct. You might have never seen someone doing it personally. You might not have felt that, okay, comfortable going and telling them, but it's good not to indulge in it yourself. So guys, if you go and tell someone, okay, look, don't do this, please. It's it's a public place. It's a national monument. Please don't write on the wall. And you basically, let's say if you're annoyed about something, but you feel that I could understand why you would receive that response, Surajit. You kind of have that aura about you, wherein when you say something, the person would feel like doing the opposite. You caught someone, right, Sakshi? Good, good, Ocean. No, Rahul, don't do that. But then it's just good to put it across. Okay, but anyway, indignant is when you're annoyed or angry at someone because you feel that what they're doing is unfair or unjust. आपको लग रहा है गलत कर रहे हैं और इस कारण से आप उन पे गुस्सा हो. That's called as indignant. Okay, clear with this? Next one. Pessimistic. Now, generally, when students look at the word pessimistic, they feel like, okay, ma'am, it's a negative word. I know, Jitin, but they should, right? Okay, so pessimistic is a negative word. But guys, when you say pessimistic, it is negative. But what? Negative about the future. You do not have hope about the future. You're very gloomy. You're very despondent. Aapko future, you feel that it's not going to improve. The situation is not going to change. It's going to remain in the same way. Even if I tell them to stop, they will not stop. All of this is this sounds like pessimism. Good. What Rahul said is optimism. Unhopeful. Correct. Melancholic is sad. See, there's also a fine difference, guys. For example, when I use the word melancholic, melancholic could be you're in the in deep sadness. You're in the throes of sadness. आप बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी हो. But it's not necessarily, this pessimism is not necessarily dukh. It's not necessarily despondency, it's not dukh necessarily, or it's not despair. It's okay, despair in a way because you lose hope, yes. But pessimism is again not hopeful about the future. For example, if you say that, we can get this place decorated in an hour before her birthday. I say, no, that can't be done. Of course it can't be done. Are you kidding me? The balloon shop might be closed. We might not get these streamers. Who's going to bake the cake? I don't think it's going to be ready. I'm being pessimistic here, but I'm not necessarily being melancholic, or I'm not necessarily sad, or I'm not necessarily despondent. Correct. It basically means you're being less hopeful. Bereaved is again sad, Ankush, about a loss. Not cynical as well. There's a difference between cynical and pessimistic, what we'll come to. तो आपने उठाया ही है तो करते हैं चलो. Cynical. Cynical is also a negative word, and generally it's a very confused word. No, Rahul, that does not mean being realistic. That means being but maybe you can do all of those things in an hour. बट बस उसको करना नहीं, उसको लगता है ऐसा नहीं हो रहा, मतलब उसने उम्मीद छोड़ दी, उम्मीद नहीं है उसमें. A person who does not have any umeed or does not have any hope, does not have a very upbeat or positive attitude. No, flummoxed is confused. It's not flummoxed. A cynical person is someone who believes that everyone is motivated by self-interest. Okay, that means everyone is selfish, everyone is self-interested, everyone thinks only about themselves. Okay, for example, guys, agar okay, chalo, I'll give you a different example of cynical. Usually I give you the example of a person donating a lot of money to charity and people don't look at it as a good act. They feel that, he's just doing it to get a tax break. This is the usual example that I give you. Now, when we come to the slides and I give you, for example, chalo, kari lete. When I explain you the features of, let's say, Unacademy, and I tell you, guys, you have to understand that you get unlimited access to the entire CAT portal. There are interactive live sessions, you get structured courses, PDFs, you get to learn from the best educators across the country. There are tests, there are quizzes, there is a feature of raise a hand where you can actually talk to the educator. In the Iconic subscription, you get live mentorship, you're connected with experts who will guide you, GDPI preparation hoga. When I tell you about all of these features and then I tell you, okay, you know what guys, these are the prizes and you don't want to miss out on them because there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to achieve. You have to attend live classes, you have to give mocks, tests, quizzes, strategy sessions. And then I tell you guys, when you're taking the subscription now, please make sure, चाहे आप plus subscription लो या iconic subscription लो, please make sure that you apply the code Ritu MBA. ठीक है, अब मैंने क्या किया, मैंने तो आपके भले के लिए बोला ये सब. I'm really worried about all of you and I'm really concerned about all of you and I think you should take the subscription and you should benefit and you should learn and you should crack the CAT examination and you should achieve your dreams. But for example, a cynical person would say, मैम आप तो प्रमोशन कर रहे हो, मैम को अपना कोड प्रमोट करना है, इसीलिए मैम हमको ये सब बोल रही है. Okay, did you understand? So guys, all of you there with your laughing faces are being cynical. Okay, so did you understand what I mean by cynical now? I'm doing such, मतलब मैं तो इतना selfless act कर रही हूँ ना, like I'm helping all of you out, I'm guiding all of you, I'm mentoring you, I'm telling you, this is something that's very important for your future. Trust me, it's going to be really helpful. But if you feel that okay, मैम इसीलिए हमको ये सब बता रही है क्योंकि इसमें उनका भी कोई फायदा है, then you're being cynical. Okay. Right. Got it? Did all of you understand cynical? Correct, Shadava. I'm just trying to be advisory. Good. Okay. Surajit's being sarcastic here. Now let's come to that. Okay, what do you really mean by sarcastic? Sarcastic means saying something, but actually you mean the opposite. Okay, if I say, oh my god, you guys are so funny, and you're like, maybe I don't think your joke was really funny. Or if I say that, Einstein, but I think you're really foolish. So sarcasm basically means what a saint, correct? But you don't really think that the person is a saint. So when you say sarcasm means you say something, but you actually mean the opposite. Okay, that's called as sarcasm. Clear? You don't mean what you say. Taunt में हाँ थोड़ा इनडायरेक्टली बोलना, टॉन्ट एंड ऑल दैट मतलब सेम बॉल पार्क में आता है राहुल, मतलब सिमिलर है ये सब. मॉक करना, मजाक उड़ाना, इनडायरेक्टली कुछ बोलना, that all comes under sarcasm. But if when sarcasm becomes really bitter or when sarcasm becomes really hurtful, then that's called as sardonic. Okay, then that's called as sardonic. And you know what, I've usually noticed this, who are really sarcastic or who can be really bitter sometimes are children, because they tell the truth and that truth is sometimes not a very welcome truth. Okay, guys, how many of you have been? Pooja nahi hai na, guys, class mein, because I really can't give any more disclaimers in the comment section. We did this in the plus class. I took up the same example, and I hope Pooja is not there in class. So, how many of you have been mocked at by children? Okay, they've made fun of you, or children do that, right? They generally do that. They call fat fat, they call bald bald, they call, I have, come on, all of us must have, right? Rahul, I'm sure you must have received a lot of comments about, honest comments about your cooking, if you've tried them on children. All of us have. Yes. So, okay, so when criticism or when sarcasm is slightly more hurtful, then you call that as sardonic. Got it? Clear with this? Yes, Sakshi, I know, but you know what? I sometimes feel that she's sort of trying too hard. Yes, Ocean can strongly relate. I know, Surajit, you are one of those children who have done this to others. I'm sure you were one of them. You know, troubling poor little chubby kids like me. Nice sarcasm, Jitin. New user, right, Anshul? Okay, as far as I know, but you can go and check. I'll take your word for it, Surajit. Be very careful what you type. Huh, yes, Rahul, we got it. Are wah, Anuj, very good. Okay, next one. Let's come to the next one, guys. Apathetic or indifferent. Apathetic or indifferent. You have an uncaring attitude. Uncaring attitude. फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Okay? Basically, if you're apathetic to the suffering of the poor, or you're apathetic about climate change, or you're indifferent to global warming, you don't care. Okay, you continue to mess up the planet, you just don't care, which is a negative tone. Sahil, practice 3 to 4 RCs every day, attend live classes, tips, techniques. वाह कुणाल, वेरी गुड. कितना टाइम लगा आपको वो टाइप करने में? No feelings, no emotion. Sardonic is bitter sarcasm. Smart, you'll have to attend sessions regularly. Correct. Nonchalant, very good. Yes, Dhwani, scrolling up. Dhwani, yes, but also I will post a PDF on the group, so you can just listen to the session and go through that PDF. So don't worry. Nice, good, good. Okay. Okay, let's continue, guys. Next one. Someone who is biased, colored, आपके आंखों पे चश्मा लगा हुआ है, आपको साफ साफ नहीं दिख रहा है. Partisan, prejudiced, bigoted, chauvinistic. Okay, biased, colored, partisan, prejudiced, bigoted, chauvinistic. Such a person is someone who has a colored or a partial attitude towards someone or something. Someone who is biased or someone who is partial. Yes, Sahil, earlier it used to, after the change in pattern because of COVID, it's not come. मतलब जो 15 questions का pattern हुआ है तब से नहीं आया है. But we don't know this year what pattern is it going to follow. Okay, so correct. You're predisposed towards someone or something and you're being very partial, or you have a colored opinion or attitude towards something or someone. Okay, very good. Next one. Come on guys, doing really well. Chalo, let's continue. Next one. Condescending. How am I looking today? For the first time in your life, you're looking good. Patronizing. Supercilious. Disdainful. Again, किसी को नीचा दिखाना. Okay, you basically feel that you are superior and others are inferior to you. You're basically talking down to others. You're basically talking down to others, correct? You're snooty, you're arrogant, you're snobbish. Okay, condescending, patronizing. For example, if someone gets a question right, and instead of saying that, okay, it's a really good thing, very good, keep it up, instead of encouraging or motivating the person, you say, okay, finally, I never thought you'd ever get one in your life. So that's basically condescending, that's patronizing. You feel that you are superior and others are inferior. Like, leave it to the experts, let me do it, you can't handle it. Stuff like this, correct? Having a very imperious attitude. This is the best comment. This is the best cheeky comment that I've got ever in class, Rahul. The best example that I've got. Not necessarily खोटा जैसे basically आप किसी को नीचा दिखा रहे हो. करेक्ट, डेनिग्रेट समवन. आप किसी को नीचा दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. कोई आपसे पूछता है मैं कैसी लग रही हूँ, कैसे लग रहा हूँ. You say, I never knew you could look like this. I mean, उसका क्या मतलब है? I mean, that's actually not even a compliment, right? I mean, you didn't think I was capable of looking good. So that's in a way condescending. Got it? Clear with this, everyone? Okay. Someone gets, for example, Rahul gets 99 percentile in the CAT examination and he comes and tells me, ma'am, मेरे को 99 percentile मिला है CAT examination में. And I say, are you sure, Rahul? जाके अपना score card check करो एक बार, ठीक से देखो. समझ में आया? Correct, okay. Right, next one. Let's go to the next one, guys. Skeptical. SCE भी हो सकता है, SK भी होता है. Skeptical. Okay, now I'm going to explain this. Skeptical बहुत बार आता है, guys. Skepticism, guarded skepticism. So basically skeptical tone. You have doubts. Okay, you're doubtful कि ऐसे होगा नहीं होगा. That's optimism, Rahul. Very good. Okay. So when you say skeptical basically means doubtful. You're not sure. Okay, you have your doubts about something. Now coming to skeptical, I remember this. We had a discussion on this also in a plus class. A speculative style of passage. A speculative style of passage also, students said ki ma'am, that also means doubtful. But guys, let me tell you, when you say speculative style of passage, speculative basically means to ponder. speculative basically means to think. So when you analyze, okay, the situation, okay, if not this, then can we do it this way? What do you think? You know, sort of brainstorming, sort of discussing, troubleshooting, coming up with different ideas. So that's different options, different ideas, thinking about them. That's basically a speculative tone. Got it? Skeptical is incredulous or suspicious. Clear. Okay. Next one, guys. Next one, what was the number? 14. Okay, so wait. Before that, guys, the final stretch for CAT 2022, the evening batch starts today, September 1st. Shabana ma'am, Lokesh sir, Sameer sir, Ashish sir, and Ravi Prakash sir. Please make sure that all of you join the batch, guys. Plus subscription low. It is very, very important. Elite batch. All 2023 subscribers can join the elite batch. It starts August 26th with Sagar sir, Ronak sir, and Deepika ma'am in the lead. Exactly. Good point. RC. Start with RC always, Sakshi. Okay, right. Coming back to this. Okay, what was the number? I was looking for the number, right? 14. Okay, let's look at the 15th tone, guys. Come on. Dogmatic, opinionated, doctrinaire, peremptory. Okay, this basically means you're very arrogantly stating something as the truth. You're not giving evidence. आप बस अपने विचार दूसरों पे थोप रहे हो. वो आएगा राहुल. You know, when we come to, you know, tones like laudatory or excited, you know, and I want your comment on it, that time I will display that slide. Because Ocean, when you do the VSC, that burden sort of mentally also affects you. For example, if you do a VA first and it takes you about 15 minutes, okay, 15-20 minutes, and you see the time that, oh my god, I have just 25 minutes left and I have 4 RCs. The kind of panic that creates is, it's very, very, you cannot manage it in the examination then. And then also what happens is VMA accuracy sometimes gadbad ho jati hai, especially when it comes to PJs. You can never really be sure. But RCs, you know, you can cover more questions as soon as possible. Authoritarian, correct, Rahul? Very good. So dogmatic, opinionated, doctrinaire. You've said something is the truth. You've said something is right. You've said something, but you've not given evidence to support it. You've not given examples. You've not supported it basically. Bol diya to bol diya. Do you remember this? I think Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. Right? Do you remember Amitabh Bachchan's character in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum? How many of you remember this, guys? You know, that's perfect example of dogmatic. मतलब बोल दिया तो बोल दिया. No reasoning, no justification, no explanation, no ifs and buts. Rahul, I have run out of places to look for examples for you. आप देखते क्या हो? पहले मेरे को वो बताओ. Okay. No, Sanjana, no, not true. Of course, it does have negative marking. A couple of question types like para jumbles and odd one out, पिछले जैसे pattern आ रहा है, that they don't have negative marking. But RCs have negative marking. Para summary has negative marking. Good one. Okay. तो जाओ सिनेमा घर में देखो. फोन तो है. आप इतने अच्छे अच्छे गाने बनाते हो और उनके फिल्में नहीं देखते हो. Okay, so that's a dogmatic tone. Critical is basically to find faults. Okay, it could be about someone's cooking, it could be about someone's singing, it could be someone, you know, the author could be critical of a particular viewpoint, the author could be basically find faults. Okay, that's called as finding fault. That's called as criticize. Next one. obsequious, मक्खन लगाना, being sycophantic और overly submissive, मतलब किसी से फेवर पाने के लिए या अपना काम निकालने के लिए आप झुक रहे हो, you're being overly submissive, you're flattering, आप मक्खन लगा रहे हो, मस्का लगा रहे हो. Got it? Did all of you understand this? नहीं सेल्फ, हाँ बट you're selfish, पर उसके लिए आप मस्का लगा रहे हो, मक्खन लगा रहे हो. To get your means, correct ध्वनि. It's negative ना मनीष, अच्छा थोड़ी है ऐसे चापलूसी करना. चापलूसी वाला बिहेवियर अच्छा थोड़ी ना है. Okay. Satirical, guys, it comes in a negative way, but it's very mildly negative. Satire also means to mock, it also means to ridicule, irony, sarcasm. But basically, the purpose of this is to expose. It's basically you are mocking, but the purpose of this is to expose. Expose what? Something could be wrong in society. You're trying to bring about a social change. You're exposing certain stupidities, or you're exposing certain follies, or you're exposing certain, wrongdoings, or, wrong practices or vices. So that's basically called as a satirical tone. This is the first time I've heard this tone from you, Surajit. Trust me, it's good to be a little obsequious, to be on the receiving end of it. पर्पस है कि आप एक्सपोज करना चाहते हो, जैसे अमूल के एड्स होते हैं, डूडल्स होते हैं. ओके, खुशवंत सिंह की कार्टून्स थे, द कॉमन मैन था. Okay, then there are a lot of films. If you talk about authors also, Charles Dickens was satirical, Jane Austen satirical, Twinkle Khanna tries, yeah, some of her work is satirical. Okay, so mock in order to expose. Correct. You have all these shows, right? Like So Sorry and those cartoons and caricatures जिसमें दिखाते हैं, but basically it's to expose कि क्या गलत हो रहा है. It depends on your profile too, but you have to aim for a 95 percentile and about 20 to get into a good college. But yeah, if you're looking for like ABC, then 99, percentile and above is. But if your profile also matters. Correct, exactly. If your profile is really good, even a lower percentile would make it. Okay. Clear till here, guys? Did all of you understand this? Yes? Okay. So guys, सारे tones तो हम लोग आज नहीं कर सकते, but we'll try and complete as many as possible. Okay, let's look at some positive tones. Okay, optimistic, positive, sanguine, cheerful, buoyant. All of these words basically means you're very upbeat. ठीक है, आप बहुत ही cheerful हो, आप बहुत ही positive हो, आप बहुत ही hopeful हो. Okay, so basically hopeful. You feel that yes, good things will happen. That's basically called as an optimistic tone. Humor. Humor means treating something in a light-hearted manner. For example, I could have taken this session by saying, guys, vituperative means something which is bitter and sarcastic. Optimistic means something which is hopeful. Cynical is someone who's only motivated, who feels that everybody is motivated by self-interest. So I could have done it in a very Doordarshan way. Okay. But if you treat something in a light-hearted manner, it does not necessarily mean that you're laughing and एकदम जैसे नुपुर करती है पेट पकड़ पकड़ के हंसना गिर गिर के वैसे जरूरी नहीं है. It's just treating a topic in a light-hearted manner could be called as a humorous tone. Satire can include irony, Kajal. Ocean, as of now, if you're aiming for 2022 CAT, nothing. Just focus on GDPI, VAT, and focus on your CAT scores. No, Sanjana. Good institutes look for a balanced scorecard. Okay, so got it, guys. So that's basically humor. There are different forms of humor. For example, if I look at wit is basically verbal humor. Those cheeky one-liners, जैसे words framed है. For example, I'll take an example from this class. Surajit said, right, it's important to be Pacific Ocean. That was witty. So that's an example of wit. Verbal humor, sharp, crisp one-liners. That's basically called as wit. Okay, got it? वर्ड प्ले करना मतलब आप जैसे वर्ड्स को फ्रेम किए हो उससे मतलब एकदम बढ़िया रहता है. शाहरुख खान इज नोन फॉर हिज विट, राइट? हिज इंटरव्यूज आर कंसिडर्ड टू बी विटी. नेक्स्ट वन. अच्छा, इस टोन से पहले एक स्लाइड दिखाना बहुत जरूरी है. राहुल, गो अहेड. Guess the tone, guys. Yes, Manish. Rahul, go ahead. Now, Rahul, don't play a prank on me and pretend to be quiet. Huh? Good. You've lived up to your reputation. Correct. So, guys, sample notes. You can download sample notes, free sample notes, modules of Quant, LRTI, and VARC, curated by top educators of CAT from the Unacademy Learning app. You just have to enter your name, number, and email ID and download the notes. Okay. And when Rahul says, wow, sample notes, he's basically being laudatory. Okay. Praising something. That's subjective. Sakshi, aim for around 45. Hi Dia, welcome to the session. How are you? Yes, very long time. So when you say laudatory or acclamatory, okay, complimentary, adulatory, it basically means to praise. Okay, to praise someone or something. Got it? Good one. You are exactly one of those Jane Austen characters, Ruchir, sitting in the side of a very big. I imagine you'll be like sitting in the side, sitting on a sofa or an armchair, the side of the room, observing everyone, and then passing those droll comments in the middle. I'm good, dear. How are you? Praise, correct. So to appreciate or to praise. Got it? Did all of you understand this? Then of course, motivate, inspire, guys. You can do it. You can, you can definitely land in one of the best colleges across the country. Just give it your best, and the rest will happen. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Encouraging, correct. So motivate, inspire, and encourage. Clear? Did all of you understand this? Similarly, sympathetic. Sympathetic is basically to feel sorry for someone, share someone's sorrow, share someone's pain. Okay, understand the difference between sympathy sympathetic and empathetic. Empathetic is to put yourself in other person's shoes and think. For example, let's say guys, school में होता है ना कभी कभी class, let's say 4 घंटे, for example 2 घंटे तक खींच जाती है और फिर 10 मिनट और एक्सटेंड होती है, 10 मिनट और एक्सटेंड होती है, 10 मिनट और एक्सटेंड होती है, और स्टूडेंट्स बोलते हैं मैम, you remember this, right? Now if let's say I am that ma'am and you say ma'am don't continue, we're tired, and if I'm sympathetic I will say okay, I'm sorry, but we have to continue, but I say okay sorry, you know what, I'll give you a break, go 10 minutes जाओ कहीं घूम के आ जाओ, मतलब नीचे ऊपर चले जाओ, कैंटीन चले जाओ. I'm kind of share, I'm concerned, okay, I'm sympathetic. Empathy would be if I imagine what it would be like sitting on that wooden takta or that chair which is really hard, and you're sitting on it for 2 straight hours, and you're listening to a really, let's say, not, okay, I wouldn't call my lectures that, but let's say you're sitting and listening to a very boring lecture about a very boring topic, and I put myself in your shoes and I understand and I feel what you must be going through. That's empathetic. आज टाइम नहीं है अनुज, प्लान तो था. Correct. Okay, got it guys? Did all of you understand this? So that's basically sympathetic and empathetic. Okay, we'll pick up couple of more tones guys. Neutral is not giving any opinions. Apologetic, these are easy ones, okay, so I'm just going to write it down. Apologetic is of course saying sorry, expressing regret about something that we have done or something that we have said. Emotional, being very sentimental. It's something which is very moving or something which is very emotional, something which is very poignant, जिसको देख के आप रोते हो, आप हंसते हो. Okay, romantic tone, as I said, it means something which is very whimsical or fanciful, impractical. Technical, when I say technical guys, it's something which is very jargon based, okay, जिसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे words use हुए हैं that only a person from that particular field will be able to relate to. Surajit, I actually know the full form of this. If you know, you know. But Dia told me that. Okay, so when you say technical, it's basically very jargon based. For example, if you're reading a medical passage and a lot of medical terms have been used, or economic terms have been used, or very legal terms have been used, like quid pro quo and sine qua non, and all of this which only a person of referendum and all of this which only a person from that particular field will understand. That's basically called as a technical or jargon based tone. Is it, Sanjana? You want me to start doing that? Oh, that's a very good profile, Ocean. It's really good and it's really diverse as well. Sakshi, it's so close to the CAT examination. Just keep the goal in mind and trust me, you'll be able to, if you're serious about it, if you have the goal in sight, and if you're taking the CAT exam for the right reasons, not just because you're supposed to take it, then trust me, you will be focused. Yes, it's a good profile, Ocean. No Dhwani, we're going to end in 5 more minutes. Okay, so that's called as a technical passage or a very jargon-based passage. A didactic tone. A didactic tone is basically instructing. You give instructions, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, it's a very instructional tone. That's called as a didactic tone. It's not necessarily advisory. आप suggestion नहीं दे रहे हो, आप instructions दे रहे हो. Okay, got it guys? Did all of you understand this? Clear with this? Usually, Rahul, it's a good thing to have a passion, but considering, okay, jokes apart, it's good, Rahul. You can use it as a talking point, of course. See, it's very important that you have something apart from your, if you have something really concrete that you can, turn the interview towards, that's your job. For example, I've known students who are really passionate about music and they're really good musicians. And when they tell this in the interview and then the conversation stirs there, they ask more questions about it. You kind of have to direct the interview to your strengths. So in that case, it really helps to have something that you're really good at and you're really passionate about. Yes, Nikita. Didactic is instructions, Tipu. ये करो, ऐसे करो, वैसे करो, do this, do that, don't say this, don't do that, don't. For example, I remember there was a very interesting passage once. I'll try and take it out if I find it. It was about what to do after a breakup, and it was completely didactic in nature. For the author says, don't sit and weep. Don't go on a rebound. Don't do this. Get up, pick up your, go out, do this. That was a very, very didactic passage. Don't ever text your ex again. Don't ever call your ex again. Don't even think about, sort of, that was a very didactic passage. But I hope you've got the point. The author may not be emotional, Suruchi. The comment or a character might be emotional and they could ask you the tone about that. Or the author could also be emotional if he's very moved about a topic. For example, if I'm writing an account of a war and I'm very emotional about it, like I look at it in a very passionate manner, and I sort of the way I portray it or the way I write it seems that I'm very moved. I felt for the people. It can be emotional. Of course, Manish. Yes, Kajal, it does. Don't worry, Ocean, give it your best. Otherwise, 23 is always there. But give it your best. Don't think about 23 right now. Sure, Rahul. Yes, it does, Ashish. Okay, done, guys. Clear with this? I hope these pointers are clear. Guys, the All India, the next AIMT, the All India Mock Test for CAT 2022. I'm really glad, guys, that all of you have been taking the AIMT seriously. The next AIMT is on September 11th at 12 noon, followed by October 9th and November 13th. Based on the CAT pattern, guys, 120 minutes, 66 questions. Do click on the enroll button. Okay, we will continue with this, guys. Now, it's very important to give PYQs. We'll also take up PYQs, Anuj, as Anuj requested. But guys, also give these PYQ tests. Okay, these are free tests. 600 plus PYQs, especially most frequently asked questions over the last 5 years. Unacademy CAT 2021 toppers and I am converted candidates. I want to see your faces. Yes, Ankush, and for that I want you to join these special classes. I take up RCs regularly in the special classes. No, Kajal, you don't incorporate it in your profile. You use it as a talking point in your interviews. Of course, Rahul, it does. है Ocean. ज़्यादा नहीं है पर thank you, Manish. No, Tipu, it's a you have to enroll once. You get all of it. AIMT का कुछ भी AIMT and PYQ दोनों free है. बाकी जो पेड मॉक टेस्ट है अगर आप सब्सक्रिप्शन लोगे तो आप उनको एक्सेस कर सकते हो. Yes, Sanjana, of course it will. Okay, guys, tomorrow special class. Please remember 11 a.m. and 12 noon. Okay, please join the 11 a.m. session. The 12 noon session will be an extension of it. Do not forget to apply the code Ritu MBA. Special classes are free live classes which happen on the Unacademy Learning app. So do follow me, guys, and be a part of the special class tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in our daily live sessions at 5 p.m. But Rahul, you're okay, that's a really good profile. I mean, that's a really good company to work for. But it's very important that you also have a good score in the CAT examination. See, Ocean, that depends on when on other factors as well. If you can wait, go for 2 years experience. If you don't want to, then you can give your CAT examination. It all depends on your score as well. It's okay. It's okay, Sanjana. It could just be something that you're passionate about as well. Okay, done, everyone. See you soon. Take care. Bye.